This is an insight from WellView 365, powered by freshnews.ai. Smart infrastructure is pressuring communication leaders to rethink waiting room communication ops around live conditions instead of static loops. Executive summary: smart waiting room communication connects displays, occupancy sensors, and wayfinding systems into a coordinated patient-facing layer. Physical layout, device placement, and data integrations determine how information like queue status, directions, and education appear and adapt in real time. When these elements share consistent routing logic and ownership, waiting areas can deliver clearer guidance, reduce confusion, and better align with patient experience goals. Today's signal: facilities projects are installing smart displays and sensors that will dictate how waiting room communication works for the next 5 to 10 years. Operations leads who stay out of these design decisions risk inheriting rigid layouts, unmanaged sensor triggers, and vendor constraints that do not match patient experience goals. The window to influence screen zoning, data feeds, and control points is during current build-outs and refresh planning, not after go-live. WellView P65 enables improved patient experience satisfaction by centralizing digital delivery, routing delivery, and feeds conversion across end-to-end delivery paths. Why it matters: here are 4 takeaways. First, screen content, patient queue status, and wayfinding queues can conflict if they are wired to different data sources or vendors, confusing patients and increasing staff interruptions. Second, once display locations, cabling, and sensor types are fixed in construction documents, changing them later requires new capital, not a simple content request. Third, if communication ownership is unclear between facilities, IT, and patient experience, no one is accountable for updating messages when clinical processes or policies change. Fourth, uncoordinated integrations with EHR check-in, paging, or wayfinding systems can expose PHI on shared displays or misroute patients to the wrong areas. How it works in practice: a common example is a new lobby where facilities specify smart displays, ceiling occupancy sensors, and digital wayfinding during design. IT connects these endpoints to the network and links some screens to a queue management or check-in system, while patient experience teams prepare playlists and signage templates. The workflow breaks when sensor events, EHR status feeds, and content rules are not mapped together, so screens show generic loops while patients wait longer or move rooms. When operators define routing logic for what each display should show by zone, data feed, and time of day, they can align queue views, educational content, and directions without manual overrides. This sets clear change control paths for future policy or layout updates. One practical adjustment: add a single smart waiting area review to one active or planned facilities project that documents per waiting zone which data feeds drive each display and who owns content updates. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, review inventory all waiting room displays, occupancy sensors, and wayfinding endpoints tied to current or upcoming capital projects, including vendors and data connections. Second, define for each waiting area the primary communication use cases and require data feeds, such as queue status, check-in state, and directions. Third, agree with facilities and IT on a simple ownership matrix that covers hardware, network access, content rules, and change approvals for patient-facing messages. Fourth, update project standards or design guidelines to specify zoning, privacy rules, and allowed sensor-driven events for waiting room communication systems.